It's good to be with you. I was just talking with Bo about this being the third time I've been with you all.
Right.
And that this is, in addition for you getting to sort of see the continuity of what's happening here, this is kind of a marker for me each year of my time. And I think, wow, how I've changed from year to year. So I thought I would just give you a brief update of what I've experienced over the last year and then kind of what the future looks like for me. It's been a big year for me. A few highlights. I did 2 semesters of field education placement at Crescent Hill Presbyterian Church here in Louisville. That was very significant. I got to work especially with the outreach council in that church and kind of help it to develop. So a really good experience of kind of getting to do church life from a leadership staff perspective, which was great for me. Most of you know that I'm fairly new to Presbyterianism, so getting to kind of wade through session meetings and council meetings and find the life that's there was a really good experience. In the spring, I had the opportunity to go to Israel and Palestine with the Presbyterian Mosaic of Peace Conference, and that was really quite an experience as well, especially as we got to interact with Palestinian Christians and hear their stories. We heard from a lot of different voices, but some of those were the ones that really stood out to me and added a real layer of understanding about the situation in the Middle East to supplement what I had sort of picked up. I had been in Israel as a student about 20 years ago, so that was kind of to see how things had changed and especially to hear more about what the Palestinian experience is like was really impacting to me. In the summer, this past summer, I had 2 really significant things. One was I got to go to the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church as a student assistant and really get sort of a behind-the-scenes view of how that whole process works. So it felt to me sort of like my baptism by immersion into Presbyterianism. It was a really good experience. I got to be the person kind of on the clock for votes. So when the Belhar Confession went through, I was the one that was counting down the time on the vote, so I can tell my grandchildren that. And then this summer I also did my clinical pastoral education at Baptist Hospital here in Louisville, which was one of the experiences that I was really kind of dreading coming into seminary because I wasn't sure how I would handle that, but I discovered some gifting in chaplaincy and got to know myself a lot better during that process as well. It's not going to be a career move for me, I don't think, into chaplaincy, but I'm really glad that I did that, and it will help to make me a better pastor, I know. I also had a big year as far as academics go. I got to do a lot of, I'm kind of leaning towards biblical studies, so I got to add Greek and Aramaic to my list of biblical languages that I've been working on. I did advanced exegesis in Hebrew. So it was a really great year for me academically as well. And so my 2 sort of primary passions, the church and the academy, I'm finding continued confirmation in both of those arenas, which means that in a year from now, I go from being in this sort of niche of really thriving in the seminary environment to plunging once again into the great unknown. I'm applying to PhD programs right now in Hebrew Bible, and I'm also pursuing the ordination track in the Presbyterian Church. So ideally, I'd love to continue on in both of those spheres and find ways to bring academic work and pastoral work together in however my career ends up shaping up. But that means that I don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing a year from now. So that's a little anxiety producing. But I have seen God's presence with me through the course of these 2+ years now in this experience, and I'm confident that God will see me through wherever I head from here. I also wanted to just mention my family is doing well. I have 3 children. I'm married and have 3 children who are 12, 8, and 6 now. As of yesterday, the 2 girls, who are the younger ones, 8 and 6, are both missing their top left tooth, so they look really cute together if they both smile at the same time, which doesn't happen very often at the same time. But we're enjoying life, and really as we look ahead, one of the hardest things about knowing that likely we'll have a move ahead of us in a year is that we've become so integrated into the community here and into the life of being, Louisville has become a home for us. And so the prospect of uprooting again and moving somewhere else is challenging to us. So that's in our minds, but we're enjoying life here and things are going really well. So that's a little update on where I've come.